Hey there YouTube fans, AC Productions here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do a forged carbon wrap on our tank gas cover. If you're wondering why I'm going to show you how to do this, is because I did get this particular cover, or decal or whatever you want to call this, that would pretty much go right here. But with my previous experience with having this on the R3, after a while this clear stuff just starts coming apart. Even though it says Jigsaw here, I didn't specifically order this one. This one kind of came in the kit with my tank pad cover, which is right here with this guy. So I guess they gave me an added bonus. Unfortunately, it does not fit my 2022 Jigsaw 1000, and I just kind of want to go with a different look for the Jigsaw. And this pretty much will pertain to any bike, really. I didn't want it on the R3. I did paint this part black, and then I did the screws with the red. If you haven't checked out that video, there'll be a link right over here on the top to that video if you guys wanted to go that direction. I'll probably still paint these screws red just to give it some contrast and some color, but as far as the flat surface over here, I'm going to do a forged carbon look. All right, so let's get started, and we're going to go ahead and make a template of this area, and I'm also going to probably do the forged carbon probably over here in these bits as well to kind of tie everything together, I guess. All right, so what we're going to need first is going to be some blue painter's tape, and then you're going to put the blue painter's tape over here, and we're going to, so I kind of already did that, and this is what I came up with. If you have a really large piece of blue painter's tape, that'd be better, but if you don't, kind of just go ahead and layer them until you get the size. So apparently I need to get one more layer of the blue painter's tape. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on here. I think this was from another project that I started doing this one, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put it right there. All right, so let me go ahead and grab another painter strip and put it right over here. All right, there we go. I already put the piece. Now what you want to do to get the template of our gas tank ring, I would say, is once you stick the tape on it, just go ahead and start pressing your finger onto the tape, and then you're going to start getting the look and the template through it. So just press really hard on the tape, and then you're going to start seeing an indentation, I would say is what it's called, on the tape. So while I go ahead and do this, you guys do the same. Make sure you press really hard, especially by the screw holes, by this area and everything. Or if you're just planning to do just the ring, go ahead and do that. I'm planning to do the whole thing to kind of just give it that kind of look, and then like I said, I'll still paint the screws to kind of give it that off-center contrast and go from there. All right, I already go ahead and pressed in everything. All right, so now this is going to be where the tricky part comes in, because in order for us to get the exact template, even though we had pressed it here, we may be able to just get away with just that once we peel this off, but there could be a chance that once we peel it off, it's just the tape's going to kind of go back to how it was, and therefore erasing the template that we just did. Part you're going to have to be very careful, because now we're going to be using our blade to cut the template out, and that's where you want to be very careful and not scratching your bike. So I would say if you have one of these adjustable blades, you may want to just maybe bring out just the small tip of the blade. So just a small tip of the blade, go very carefully on cutting everything out. All right, so you guys do the same, or you guys could just pick and match on how you guys want to do it. Alrighty guys, now here is the end, not the end product, but the final part for the masking tape. And not gonna lie guys, it was a bit nerve-wracking as I was trying to be super careful on not cutting the tank or leaving any scratch marks, honestly. All right, so this is pretty much going to be what I'm going to be covering up with the forged carbon. I didn't completely cut out the holes, but I did make a little indentation of for the screws. So once I put everything, I'll probably remove the screws and then put them in, so it'll be a little bit more cleaner look. All right, so right now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to probably remove this one, and here is my forged carbon piece. I have a link in the description down below this video of the forged carbon wrap, along with the regular carbon fiber and maybe some other ones in case you want to do a different type of wrap. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and remove all of this and put it onto the forged carbon piece, and then we're going to go ahead and cut it. But let me remove it and stick it on there, and then I'll show you how it looks like for you guys to do the same. Make sure you remove this part carefully. All right, so here is a circle part on my forged carbon piece. Now it's up to you if you guys want to go ahead and use a blade, or if you guys want to use scissors. I'll probably go with the scissor route. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that piece out, and then once you're done with that, I'll show you how to apply it on the gas tank. And then before we apply everything, you want to get those other pieces, if you did go that route, and stick those pieces on top of the carbon fiber, because that's what you're using as a template to cut those particular pieces out. Alrighty guys, here are my pieces already cut out. Now we're going to be ready to install these onto the tank. Now before we actually put it over there, let's go over to the bike and let me show you what you need to do to get the tank prepped. But before we go over there, this is a few things that we're going to need right now. Is going to be some isopropyl alcohol to clean the area, and then for you guys are going to be using a 3M Promotor adhesive pad, but for me I'll be using this one, which is pretty much the same thing but just in a liquid form, because I do a lot of LED installations, so this is the one I'll be using. But for you guys, you're going to use a small little square spongy applicator, which is going to have this liquid on it. All right, so let's go over to the bike and let me show you what to do. All right, now that we're over by the bike, all right, so first things first, I'm going to go ahead and clean off the area. As you can see, there's a lot of fingerprints, grease and oil and other residue on here. So let's get our alcohol and go ahead and clean and prep everything. Once we're done cleaning, then I'm going to go ahead and remove the screws. All right, so get your clean piece of paper and just put this much of alcohol. It doesn't have to be a lot. All we're doing is just kind of getting all of that oil and residue out of this area to make sure it has a nice clean surface to stick on, because that'd be the last thing you want to do is, you know, stick everything and then have everything all like, you know, with dirt and stuff, and it just comes off right away. I'm just going to go ahead and really clean inside here. You don't have to. I just noticed that I had some little bit of dirt and grime in here before, so that's why I'm decided to clean over here. Now that this whole area is nice and clean, now I'm going to go ahead and remove all of the screws. At this point, it's pretty much up to you if you want to do that. You don't have to if you don't want to, but for me, I'm doing it. All right, all screws are removed. Now I'm going to show you something, guys, that if you guys do it, you want to make sure that when you remove the screws, make sure that you lay them out somewhere where you're going to remember how they go in, because they actually are not the same size screws. So let me show you what I mean. Let's go mobile over here to the workbench, and as you can see, the screws are actually different lengths. So the top one was a lot longer, then this one's a little bit smaller. This side is even tinier. Alrighty, so you guys are going to get your pad with the Promotor on it. This is going to be mine because I have the liquid style. And what we're going to do first, I'm going to go ahead and put the Promotor on the ring right now. And what this is going to do is going to allow the give the surface a very tacky-ness to it, and this is going to allow the decal to stick really good onto the surface. So besides that, I'm going to also put it on all the other areas of where I'm actually going to apply the forged carbon. Now don't worry if you get a little bit on the other parts of the body panels, as you could actually wipe that part out with some alcohol, and I'll get rid of that. All right, now that we're just gonna go ahead and kind of fan it to you know, get it to dry up. Not worry about that now, but this part is already dried. Okay, so here is my piece. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure that I got everything lined up with the little markings of the holes that I made. So it should line up. If not, go ahead and keep turning it until I find where all the markings of the holes do line up. All right, so while I do that, you guys do the same, or if you haven't made any holes, that's even better, because you can just make the holes as you put it on there. Once you are done and you find where you all the holes are lined up, you could go ahead and peel it off, and then just go ahead and install it and press and put it on there, and it should look like this. All right, so let me go ahead and do that. You guys do the same. Alrighty, guys, now here we are. This is where I'm at right now. Everything is looking really good, a lot better than what I expected. Definitely is going to give the bike a different look. Again, you could do this on any bike. It doesn't have to be the Gixxer 1000. Alrighty, guys, so next I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and install the screws back in their spots. And like what I did is I actually spray painted the screws red, and if you wanted to do red, you could do red, or you could actually spray paint them any color you want, according to, you know, either your favorite color or whatever your color your bike is. So if you have a blue bike, go with blue. You got a green, go with green, etc., etc. And you know what I'm talking about. Or heck, your bike could not be any one of those colors, but maybe you like purple. You could go ahead and paint your screws purple. So that's that. So let me go ahead and get the screws, and let me put them back where they were before. Alrighty, guys, and here are all the screws that are already in. Now let me show you the paint that I used to paint the screws. Now it's going to be this one. It's going to be the stained glass cranberry red. And now you can see it's a transparent kind of color. Now the more spray on the screws, the darker it's going to get. So just spray according to how dark you want it to be. So a light spray will give you kind of a light aluminum look. Of course, having this transparent kind of color gives the screws more of a anodized look, and that's what I wanted. And you also want to make sure that the screws, after you paint them, let them sit overnight. You don't want the paint to come off as you grab them. And plus, it's not going to look good if you spray paint them, and you grab them right away. Alrighty guys, so that pretty much concludes this video on how to do a forged carbon wrap on your fuel tank cover. If you guys enjoyed the video, please smash that like button. If you haven't yet subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you guys are up to date with my latest installations or uploads. Also, if you know anyone else that's looking to do something similar to this or doesn't even know about this, please share my videos. This will help me out a lot. It also helps the YouTube algorithm to get my videos out there more so people could view them. Also, you're going to notice underneath this video is going to be an icon with a $sign and a heart. By you guys clicking on that, that will help with future products. Other than that, if you guys dislike the video, please smash the dislike button. Let me know in the comments below why you dislike this video to help me improve for future ones. And again, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and catch you guys on the next one.